This piece has a chunk out of it. You got to remember, I bought these, most of these forms from somebody who had them left over. So some of them are damaged. But I'm going to put this on the inside, and then I'll spray foam it in when I'm done, and it'll be fine.
Save ones that have bad edges. Is there another side that you can stack on so that I can still bring them down and put them on?
This bracing that I'm putting up, this is the stuff that Jesse made. It bolts into this right here, and then it comes down, and you turn the bolt in and out in order to lengthen or shorten it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around when I'm done here and make sure that, like, this one's all the way out. I'll make sure that they're somewheres in the middle. And then I'm gonna spray foam these plates right to the concrete floor. And that should hold them. Jesse experimented on a piece of concrete with one of his, and it held. And other people have done the same thing. So luckily for me, I didn't have to rent these things, or I didn't have to make ones of my own, because Jesse's got them. That really helps me out a lot. So that's the plan. I'm getting this thing close to being ready to pour. Okay, I did a couple of cans worth, and I'm gonna let that set for a while and do what it's gonna do and see how that worked out, see if there's something I gotta do different. It's an experiment. This stuff likes to sag in small gaps. Sometimes it doesn't stay in as well as I'd like it to. But we'll see how it goes, and if that works, then I'll continue. If not, I might have to try something different. When you're screwing into these forms, you'll see this line between here and here. There's a stud, plastic stud for every one of these. It's 8 inches apart. So you can fasten into these every 8 inches. What I'm doing here is just putting a brace in between all the other braces. It may not be necessary, probably isn't necessary, but if you get a wall that blows out, you can't do anything with it. So I don't want to take that chance. When you're putting screws into this stuff, you want to screw it in until it pulls tight and then stop. Because they are plastic studs behind there, you can strip them out. They hold really well if you don't go too far. Okay, this is the framing for the sliding door that goes in the basement. And this will be graded down here and up over here and over here. This will be at least 4 feet up this wall, the grade coming down, and here coming down, and that over there is going to get raised way up because that's where the septic is. But what I did was I put this framing on the inside, and before it's over I may cut this back even more. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to stucco this, and when I put the door in here to hang it, then I'm going to fill in that space, but I'm going to round it over so it's got a radius. And so when I stucco, I'll stucco right around the corner. Instead of having a sharp edge, I'll have a rounded edge. And I'm going to do that for the whole house, not just here. It'll keep that corner from breaking off, and it'll also, I think it'll look nice to have it just rounded in. So I'll custom cut pieces in here. Once the door is hung, I'll custom cut pieces that will round over, and then I'll just parge it right in like that. I think it's going to look nice that way. I still got to secure the outside of this thing temporarily till we get poured, and I got to finish up the up there too, the same thing. But that's basically what this is, a doorway for that glass door. I don't have windows in the basement here, so it's going to be somewhat dark in here without light. But I don't really have a good place to put windows in here because it's going to be, the back is going to be backfilled right up above. I'd have to put window wells in, and I don't like doing that. It's just a big spider trap. And on this wall, there's going to eventually be a bathroom, and there's not really room enough with the shower to put a window. Over here is going to be utilities. And so it's just a couple of places, and I just decided not to put windows in. But we got this sliding door, which should let in quite a bit of light. And, you know, in this day and age we have electricity, I can turn a light on. Okay, so what I got here, this essentially is the header over top of the door in the basement. And the reason why this is thinner here than here is you have a transition between the 8-inch walls at the bottom and the 6-inch walls at the top. So I had to put that at an angle. I couldn't go straight up. So this will lay in there, and it will stick up above. It'll sit on here on the wall, and it'll stick up above. And then when the next piece comes down into it, it will connect them two pieces. And I will then, once I pour, I will drop pieces in that will set in the cement and that will then tie further up in. But this will give it a good solid header over top of there. Because that's a barren wall where that door is. The whole roof line is going to come down, and that's going to bear weight on that whole thing. So I really don't want that to move at all. That's why I'm doing this. This should take care of that. That's what it's going to look like inside the wall. As you can see, it goes from the 8-inch to the 6-inch. And that ties it together. And then, of course, this will be solid concrete up here, and there will also be more rebar up in here. But that will put in once we start forming out the upper walls. But that's what it looks like essentially. Okay, we've got these walls all put up, and we got rebar every 16 inches horizontal down through the whole wall. But now we got to put the vertical. And my plans call for 4-foot centers, but I'm going to do 2-foot centers just because I feel better about it. It makes a grid of rebar, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to drop these in here. just putting the finishing touches on this. We have the truck coming this morning to pour. Some people are gonna holler at me for welding this together, but I wanted this to hold together because it's going to be two separate pours, and I didn't want things falling apart on me, so I tacked it together. This header calls for 2 rebars. I'm going to have 6 in it. So even if this weakens this a little bit by welding it, this is 3 times as much rebar as what the plans call for. Now I'm putting, to finish this up, I'm putting these hooks in that will tie this lower rebar to the top rebar. Okay. The reason why you put the hooks in like this is because if it wants to separate, it can't. It's holding these 2 bars together, but yet there's still some movement there. But it will hold the bars from, the top is going to want to compress, the bottom is going to want to spread. And this keeps them locked together. We're going to start right here at the door.
Don't go right through the door.
What's that?
Just stay a little off the door though.
Yeah.
This way it doesn't build extra pressure on it.
fish for the herring fish that live in this beautiful sea. Nets of silver and gold have we, said Wynken, Blynken, and Nod. The old man laughed and sang a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that sped them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were the herring fish that lived in that beautiful sea. Now cast your nets wherever you wish, never afeard are we. So cried the stars to the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken, and Nod. All night long their nets they threw to the stars in the twinkling foam. Then down from the skies came the wooden shoe, bringing the fishermen home. 'Twas all so pretty a sail, it seemed as if it could not be. And some folks thought 'twas a dream they dreamed of sailing that beautiful sea. But I shall name you the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken, and Nod. Wynken and Blynken are two little eyes, and Nod is a little head. And the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is a wee one's trundle bed. So close your eyes while Mother sings of wonderful sights that be, and you shall see the beautiful things as you rock in the misty sea, where the old shoe rocked the fishermen three.